next story is called Goat's Coat. Have you read this book? This is a really good story too. This is by Tom Percival, illustrated by Christine Pym, or Pym. I'm not sure. Look at Goat's coat. Look, he's looking at himself in the mirror, and he's admiring his coat. Do you think he likes his coat? Yeah? Let me tell you the tale of Alfonzo the goat, who was terribly proud of his lovely new coat. It had bright, shiny buttons, all made out of glass, and a collar the color of freshly cut grass. So what color is his collar? Green, freshly cut grass, green. People turned to admire as Alfonzo walked by. "What a marvelous coat!" he heard someone sigh. Alfonzo was happy. He pranced and he skipped. Then he heard a sad noise croaking out of a ditch. Oh no, what do you think it could be? Croaking? What croaks? It's a frog. A frog! Let's see. Deep down in the ditch was a family of frogs. They used to live there in a mossy old log. But the log wasn't there. It had rotted away, and the frogs from the log now had nowhere to stay. Oh no, their home was destroyed. Now they have nowhere to stay. So they're croaking and they're sad. Oh, there's a big tear. Look at that. You see, they're crying. They're like, "Oh, we don't have a home." The frogs were distraught. "Please help us," they cried. "Help!" And Alfonzo felt sorry for them. So he tried. He unpicked some stitches upon his new coat, and using the fabric, helped make them a boat. The frogs were delighted. He just made their day. "Oh, thank you," they croaked as they all sailed away. So even though he loved his coat, he took part of it and gave it to the frogs to make a boat for them. Alfonzo's new coat didn't look quite so smart, but he felt a warm glow in the depths of his heart. So see how we were talking about the heart? He's feeling something in his heart because he did a nice thing. He clipped happily on till he came to a shed. The sound from within filled Alfonzo with dread. What could possibly make such a sad sound as that? Alfonzo peered in, then he saw it. What do you think it is? What do you think is in the next page? A cat! The cat was trembling and terribly pale. It was clear to see that she'd hurt her tail. Oh no! What happened to her tail? Do you see? What is it stuck in? A mouse trap. Uh-oh. Alfonzo got busy and cleaned up the cut. Then using his coat, he bandaged it up. The cat was so glad, so grateful and happy, but Alfonzo's coat was now looking quite ratty. See, he just keeps taking parts of it and using it to help people. So now his coat is not looking like it did in the beginning. Yes, even though he loved his new coat, he's choosing to be kind, right? He's using what he has to help somebody else. That's so nice. Like the sash. Good, yeah. He clip-clopped along through the crisp winter's day. He was whistling a song when a hen came his way. The hen was upset. She'd lost one of her chicks. Could this be something Alfonzo could fix? Together, the hen and Alfonzo looked around, but the hen's little chick just couldn't be found. Look, he just keeps finding people that he wants to help. I'm sure you guys do that too. Then somewhere up high, a voice cried, "Help me!" And there was the chick, stuck up in a tree. Oh no, way up at the top of the tree. So Alfonzo removed even more of his coat and tied it together to make a long rope. He gritted his teeth, then climbed up like a rocket. He came down again with the chick in his pocket. Alfonso's new coat was now looking a mess. Still, what's done is done. It was all for the best. So now he barely has any of his coat left, right? But did he just save a chick? You think he's naked? I mean, he's a goat, so I guess like goats don't really need clothes. Yeah? As Alfonso walked on, there were more problems still, but he helped solve them all with his coat and his skill. Alfonso's new coat was now just a few threads, but he thought of the good deeds that he'd done instead. The weather grew colder, snow fell all around. Poor coatless Alfonso trudged back toward town. So now it's getting cold and he doesn't have his coat to keep him warm. Good thing he's got all that fur though, right? The blizzard grew worse. It got colder and colder. Alfonso took shelter behind a large boulder. Alfonso was freezing and night would soon fall. And so he curled up into a cold little ball. Look at him, so rolled up tight, trying to keep himself warm. But then he heard voices ring out through the night. Someone was shining around a bright light. I wonder who that could be. Here came the frogs and the cat and the hen. He wasn't alone. He'd been found by his friends. They found him. They were looking for him. Oh, seeing them all made Alfonso feel better. And not only that, they had brought him a sweater. They had made it themselves from the things they could find. A gift to Alfonso for being so kind. So do you see how he had this cool coat that he loved, but when he saw people that needed help, he used his coat to help them, but then he got something else, right? So when we give away, we always get something back. Maybe it's different, right? And so our dear goat had made best friends forever, and he wore his new sweater, whatever the weather. So he lost his coat, but what did he gain instead? A sweater and what else? And a bunch of new friends, right? So his kindness made something else grow. So he didn't lose his coat. He actually gained something much better in return.